Alright, Megawell team, welcome to another video. Today's video is all about that recent move and what we can expect in the coming few hours or days. So the scope of today's video is basically, are we going to bounce here and continue upwards, or will we see another rejection and continue downwards? This is kind of the answer we're going to be searching for today, and hopefully by the end of the video we'll have a nice definitive answer and a few different invalidation points so we can keep track of what's happening. So we can see the last week or so has been quite an intense week for Bitcoin. We've had a lot of huge candles, both upwards and downwards. Very volatile time. We're just circling a couple of them here. Incredibly volatile, a lot of chop in this tight range. It's been a trader's nightmare, but also for a professional trader and a skilled trader, it's been a great time to take some risk reward on and make some profits on these scalps. Obviously, we've done a few. We did FTM, we did DYDX. We've had a few good trades in this period. We've made a bit of profit, but nothing comes without risk in these periods. It's incredibly risky, and for a novice trader, like I said, if you can't handle your emotions, you should definitely not be trading during this period. Anyway, let's get on to the video. So if we're looking at what happened, we'll jump down to a 30-minute chart and we'll bring up our RSI. And we can see we had a bit of a bearish divergence on that RSI over here. So let's just indicate it. We had that bearish divergence. We had an increasing price. So increasing price and a decreasing RSI. Bearish divergence. We had that breakout, but obviously the bearish divergence is strong. We didn't have a supported retest of this descending channel, which resulted in a pretty significant crash. I think this was a 3.8 or 3.6% crash in a 1 hour candle, which is absolutely huge. I watched most of it happen in real time. The market tanked. Altcoins, not all altcoins, but a lot of altcoins got absolutely slaughtered. And we had a few altcoins rally back up. For example, DYDX, sorry, the chart is a bit messy. We went from like all the way up here, like $8.25, and we crashed all the way down, nearly a 8% drop, I think, in less than an hour, like 45 minutes. So 6-7% drop in 45 minutes, only to bounce straight away back up to the top, which is when I scalped out. I sold at like 8.15, got my profits out and ran, but it looked brutal. A lot of consolidation going on now. Back to Bitcoin. So that was what happened. And are we bottoming out? We are coming down low on an RSI. We are flattening on the price. But we're going to have to take a look at a smaller time frame to really figure out what's happening. So right now we have a pennant formation. Let's indicate the pennant is here. So our pennant is between this horizontal downsloping resistance and our now short-term newfound uptrend, which we have confirmation of from these 2 weeks down here. Now, we've talked about pennants a bit on this channel, not too much, but for those of you who don't know, we have two types of pennants. We have a downward facing pennant, so where the price enters from the downside, it generally continues in a downward direction. And then we have an upsloping pennant where the price will enter from the downside and generally continue in an upward trajectory. So what we're seeing here is we're seeing the price enter from the downside, and as per the market pattern, we'd expect the price to continue downwards. Now that is not always the case. There's way more to the story and way more to the analysis than just a pattern, but that's giving us an indication of what we could possibly see. So for that to be validated and that to happen, we'd have to see a drop below this 42,300 zone. Now this 42,300 zone is acting as our temporary support. It is quite a strong support. If we bring up that volume profile again, 1 second. All right, we can see that we do have a little bit of support in this range. So not a lot of people selling and buying in that range. Obviously, we had that 200-day moving average over here, which will line up with that zone. And if we do fail to hold it, we will crash down. The price will probably head down to about this POC line, which is 41,900, and below that, it could easily head back to 40K. So looking at the upside, if we do break out of this pennant, which it looks like we actually are doing right now. Let's have a look. It looks like we're kind of breaking out now. We do have that 43,000 support and resistance, which is now a resistance, but we're below it. And we could easily gap that and clear up. But we can see all these orders here. So this is a high range. This is going to be a heavy range of resistance. on this resistance line, but if we're able to break above it and clear it and maybe find some support back on it and push upwards, we will push to 45,500. So we do have two targets here. Option number one is we're waiting for that clear of that 43,000, 44,000 zone. If we clear that zone, we're good for a push high. I would be entering some altcoins, I'll be taking some trades. Until then, we're expecting a downward movement. If we do see anything below 42,300, we will see a price drop all the way back down to that low 40,000 range. That is inevitable. So two options here, guys. If we break that 43K, we move up to 44K, or we're gonna break that 42K and move down to 40K. We have to wait and see. Obviously, it's looking okay. I wouldn't say it looks entirely bearish. We have pushed up, we got rejected, which is of course bearish. We've come down, we've found support on this newfound long-term, short-term trend line, which is this horizontal support. We have support on 42,000, and we have support on this 200-day moving average, which is actually pretty bullish. Usually when we break up and retest and bounce on the 200-day moving average, it's pretty indicative of a move upwards or some sort of bottoming out forming. Obviously the pennant suggests otherwise, our bearish divergence suggests otherwise, and obviously we are in a chop zone, and last time we broke down, we crashed. Last time we broke up, we pumped. So right now is a waiting game. I wouldn't be taking any significant moves in the market. If you're in the market, wait. If you're out of the market, wait, and just be patient. Anyway, guys, quick update from me today. I hope some of this made sense. I hope you learned something. I hope you're understanding what the next moves are or what you should be looking out for. If you have any questions, of course, leave them in the comments below, and I will catch you in the next video.